Hi, I'm Brett Ullman. Welcome to Parenting, Navigating Everything, the channel where we equip and empower you as a parent to navigate all aspects of parenting in this modern culture we live in today. Today I want to kind of give you another one of, I'm calling them Brett's Picks. These are my favorite books on different topics, and today we're looking at my favorite books on pornography. Now I would challenge you to learn how to read a book. I'll put a card up top for this. This is a great way to be a good learner, not just a good someone who reads and then you forget what you've actually read. I would also encourage you to always have books on tough topics. Pornography is one of those tough topics. I do think I see a change happening in the church world, especially where we're now addressing this. I actually spoke last week at a church on a Sunday morning for their morning service, and I have 2 more of these booked this year, but we're starting to address it with students, with parents, with leaders. But today, here's my top 11 books. Now, one of these I have physically, the rest I have digitally, so I'll put the photos just up so you can see what the title or what the cover looks like, and in the description I'll put direct links to Amazon, Canada and the US, so if you want to go get the book or if you just want to click on it and read more of a description for the book, you can. These are just kind of quick videos looking at different books. So the first book is probably one of my favorite by a guy named Challies, and it's actually just called Sexual Detox. What I love is it's a smaller book. And so for people who just don't like to read, it is just the content you need, and it's absolutely fantastic. So if I had to give you one book for all of these, I would start with that. Number 2 is actually a book called Pure Eyes by a guy named Craig Gross. Really simple book to read, but really great content. Book 3 is by a guy named Douglas Weiss or Weiss. I don't know if I say it properly. It's just a simple book called Clean. I use a handful of his quotes in my talk on pornography, and I'll actually put a link to that above as well. But there's some really great content in that book. Book number 4 is by a guy named Gary Wilson. It's called Your Brain on Porn. This is not a faith-based book, but it is, Your Brain on Porn, YBOP, is a massive website. It's a TED Talk looking at, from a non-faith-based perspective, how we need to address this as well. Number 5, J.S. Park has a book called Cutting It Off. Once again, really good content on pornography. Number 6, William Struthers, a book called Wired for Intimacy. A little more conversation here on neuroplasty, the brain chemistry around this conversation. But again, one of my favorite books in this conversation. Number 7, Kevin Skinner has a book called Treating Pornography Addiction, which was quite good. Number 8, Daniel Henderson has a book called Think Before You Look. Number 9 is a book called Purity is Possible by Helen Thorn. And what I love about this book is it's about women. Very few books have content on women. And I think men and women struggle a ton today with pornography. So I love how this addresses the conversation of women. As a side note, if you know other books that address pornography from a female standpoint, please do. I know a website called Beggar's Daughter which does this, but I don't know if she has a book yet. She actually might. I should probably check that. But book number 10 is a book called Samson and the Pirate Monks. What a great name for a book by Nate Larkin. This book is used for a lot of men's small groups. I really actually enjoyed this book. Lastly, I only put this down as book 11. It's actually book 11 and book 12, but it's the same book. Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, and Good Pictures, Bad Pictures Jr. By Kristen Jensen. This is a book talking about pornography with younger kids. And I'm talking like kindergarten. If you have a kindergarten kid, a grade 1 or a grade 2 kid, how do you talk about pornography with kids? Now, someone once said, like, you can't talk about pornography with children. It's like, it's not talking about pornography. It's talking at this age about, pictures or graphics. And it's kind of very age and stage appropriate. And after the Good Pictures, Bad Pictures Junior is Good Pictures, Bad Pictures. And I think this is great, kind of in the, I might be wrong, grade 2, 3, and 4 stage. And by the time we're kind of getting beyond that, I think there should be some conversations about, things you might see on the internet, things you might see on if someone passes a phone around on social media. These are my top, though, I would say 11 books on pornography. If you have any that I'm missing, please send them through. I will be consistently updating this list as more and more great books come out. I'll talk to you soon.